What's up guys, it's Nikits and welcome back to another video. So, this is going to be the third and for now, final video in the Isometric room series. I've just created a bunch of new characters that I can do rooms for and I'm super excited to do that, but this is the last one that I've already finished drawing and I want to shake up the videos a little bit. This one's a little bit shorter than Kagan's, mercifully, so you don't have to listen to my voice for too long. So let's just jump into the drawing. I have pretty mixed feelings about the process for this one. I really like it in the end. I think it's really pretty and it's really cute, but it was a process to get her done. Ferreye is arguably one of my favorite characters, mostly because she's gloriously self-indulgent for me. Her room was the last one I finished, but the second one I started. I started her room, and then I was sketching her room, and then I decided that I was done trying to do that, and I went to Unported and finished that one in entirely way less time, and then I had to come back and finish hers. It was just so much to do for her and nothing was going the way it was supposed to in the beginning, although I'm looking at it now and it looks really nice, so maybe it was just a spur of the moment dissatisfaction kind of thing. She's got a lot of stuff that has specific story relevance in her room because she is the central character of the story along with Kagan. She has a hammock that hangs from a tree as a bed because she was based off of leopards, which sleep in trees, and I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna make her sleep in a tree if it kills me. So I gave her a little hammock and it's got a tree to come up and hold it that comes out of the floor. Her little leopard baby has her own little bed of grass at the bottom there that she's sleeping on. She's got a bunch of cat toys, one for each of her cousins and sisters who have the rest of the big cat family as companions. She's got swords for practice and bags of things that she needs for her magic because she has a strong drive to get better, but unlike Kagan, she only needs a few things to help her channel her magic. Her supply of what she does have mostly consists of salves and things to up her firepower or her mental state, but she draws upon her magic internally, so having material objects to channel it through isn't super useful for her. She has a pedestal for her to practice her magic and to sit on, kind of like a meditation seat or a small temple or shrine to herself in her room where she can practice her fire and really focus on drawing out the power that she has. She has a scratching post above the pedestal for her leopard and for testing out knives and her own, quote, claws. She has her royal clothes hanging near her bed as being descended from the royal line, not of a kingdom royalty kind of thing, more of a tribal royalty. She has to attend a lot of important events and she has specific garments that are hanging up there to wear, even though she's wearing her quote-unquote street clothes in the picture. The leopard was really difficult to draw. It looks really silly in the end, but like, you can tell that it's a cat, and that's good enough. She's got a really big window because I think she would like a lot of light and for everything to be warm and bright, but she has covers on top of her hammock in case she wants to shut that out or filter it a little bit. In a minute, I'm going to be doing the line art for Ferreye, but I found that I had to make it bolder around her so that she would stand out more from her other objects, because something about doing a character in an isometric room is that you really don't want to accidentally lose them and all the details you put in it, and I thought that with her line art being as thin as it was, it just kind of looked like she wasn't there, so really the whole thing was just the learning process of how I completely effed it up most of the time. But yeah, there she is. I'm trying to do her face in like this tiny, minuscule line art, and then there's the leopard in a lot of quotes. I don't know what it was with the animal companions in this video, but it's just so hard to draw a thing being all cuddled up and fluffy, but I want to because it's cute. Let me live. Yeah, redoing the face again. Just a mess. Yep. Yep. I wanted her to feel more like royalty, so she has her nice rug and she has her curtains to make it a little bit more fancy than some of the others' rooms. She's got a bunch of stuff on her windowsill. She's got some jewelry in the corner, as well as some perfume and makeup and things, because as royalty you're expected to look nice. She has some things for working out and having fun and exercise for both herself and her cat on the left, and then she also has her potions and stuff like that, things that she needs to practice magic or enhance her abilities or just, medicine. As for the coloring, I promise to talk about it, even though it was traumatic, and I will do so. It was awful. Hindsight is 2020, and I'm really trying not to regret every design choice I made in this room. I have a little color palette open up at the top there, just desperately trying to make this room work, and now that I'm looking at it, it actually looks fine, and I don't know why I didn't go with this one, but it's fine. I like the way it turns out in the end. But yeah, the coloring on this room was just a nightmare. For some reason, nothing would work. I didn't like the idea of doing it monotone red, like I did for Kagan with his monotone green, because red is just so aggressive of a color, and it had connotations either of love or of blood and war, and I didn't want either of those in her room. I wanted it to feel warm and homey, and to reflect that she lives in a hot, desert-like environment. But I didn't want it to feel scary or weirdly romantic or anything like that, so I opted against all red. So her room went through a bunch of different iterations of me just trying to make the colors work, moving colors around, misplacing them and all that. Usually I would do clipping masks and color each object separately so that I could easily change colors without going over the lines, but I got to a point where I was just scribbling colors on top of colors on top of colors on the same layer, trying to get one of them to work out. And in the end, it does work out, but it was really hard to get those values to read well because I wanted the focus to be on her, but there was a lot of lightness coming through the window and I wanted to preserve that look. So yeah, I went through a few hours of just coloring this over and over again multiple times. I have multiple different layers in the actual document of just doing and redoing the color scheme over and over and over on this room. But still, I think it was definitely worth it. I kind of wish that I'd kept this dark floor now that I'm looking at it, but it's done now, so whatever. But yeah, her little kitties are all the same color now, but in a second I put a bunch of different colors on them to make them all different colors, put more contrast, and allude to the fact that they're all different species of wildcat. And I moved those bags last minute, which I'm not entirely sure about now, but I'm not mad. I think maybe it looked better on the other side, but I'm really not gonna redo this. The pedestal is a light blue and a white, and then it's white and blue just to contrast a little bit with the room and to draw attention to it because it's an important part of the magic and everything of the essence of the room. But in the end, I'm really happy with the color scheme. I think it turned out great. So I put in some shading and some lighting and I'm done. I am happy with how the colors turned out, and I'm really happy with the way the rooms turned out in general. I'm really happy with her, and I'm excited to keep exploring them. So there'll be more videos in the series, but I'm probably going to have different videos in between while I draw more rooms for my new characters and just get everything settled. I am planning some different series, different videos on this channel, and I'm still going to be posting on Thursdays every week from now on. So if you would like to continue seeing that, there'll be 2 videos over on the side for you to click on, a button for you to subscribe. Feel free to like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day. Bye!